Doing well, thank you, Coach. Coach, before we get started with questions, can you just start us off with your thoughts on last week's game against ULM and the upcoming Thursday night game against Georgia Southern?
Yeah, just came up a little short there at ULM. Just give a lot of credit to their players and their coaching staff down at Monroe. Thought they played very hard, and particularly offensively, we didn't really slow them down much. And Evans played a great game, and just a really good football game. Came down to the very end. So now we got a short week playing here on Thursday night. Quick turnaround, and against Georgia Southern. So we're looking forward to that this week.
Thanks, Coach. We'll go to questions now from Ethan Joyce with the Winston-Salem Journal.
Scott, I know forcing 3 and outs, like so far this season, the team's done really well doing that. So just now that you've had more time to look at it, how did ULM kind of keep sustaining those drives and cutting you guys out of that opportunity?
Yeah. Well, I thought that there were several times where we were not doing what our assignment asked us to do defensively. And, anytime you do that, you're going to give up some plays. And I think particularly in the running game, there was a lot of instances where we didn't, fit the running game the way we were supposed to. And, they were able to sustain drives. And then that, gives them another shot to take some shots down the field. And I thought Evans is a really good player. And he's able to do it with his legs and his arm. And therefore, it puts a lot of pressure on your defense. And so he was able to find guys out there were open for some big plays, and then in the running game, we were cognizant of what he was doing, and then the running backs I thought ended up hurting us more than he did in the run.
And a lot of the comebacks this season have kind of come with the help of forcing turnovers. When you guys get the turnover to end the first half, and you get the ball and you're able to score, I mean, how do you kind of manage that feeling of, maybe it's starting to shift our way?
Well, I just thought at the point of the game that was big was when I want to say it was the third quarter, and, we're up 3 and we get a good punt return to the 50, and, we drive the ball down, and that's on 4th and 2. We don't get the first down. We end up snapping it on a freeze play, and they don't jump, and, we turn the ball over back to them, and then they go score. I thought that was a pivotal point in the game right there. You're up 3, you're in the red zone potentially, going for another touchdown to go up 10, and then now you're going to be feeling really good about it. And then the tide turned right there on that 4th and 2 when they got the ball, and we didn't stop them, and they went down and scored a touchdown. And now you're right back to a dogfight.
Thank you, Scott.
Yep.
Ethan, thank you very much. We'll go to Steve Baer with the Watauga Democrat next for questions.
Morning, Coach.
Thanks, Steve.
You've played Georgia Southern. I think this is the 4th time you're going to play them on Thursday in a row. Is this something that you can get used to, or is it still a distraction to the season as a whole?
Well, I just think I've always thought this. It's extremely difficult, and I think for both teams really to come back 5 days later. I mean, it's a physical game, it's a violent game, and guys are getting dinged, and particularly in this point in the season, and you have to turn around and come right back out and play 5 days later. That makes it tough. It's better for us the fact that we get to play at home, and you don't have to travel on a midweek game, so that does help. But nevertheless, it's difficult to get ready. I think physically, I think more so than mentally, and that's the thing that both teams are in the same boat, so it's kind of even.
Are you dialing back practice a little bit because of that?
Well, yeah, you have to. We'll practice every day just because it's a short week, but you just don't go as long, so you do need to dial it back and try to not to hit as much because of the physical nature of the game, and so that's kind of what we're doing.
And on Georgia Southern, you kind of talk about them a little bit.
Yeah.
I know that do they still run some option, or are they still kind of like they were last year, kind of mixing the pass more than usual?
They've going to quite a bit of option, and I think over the last 2 weeks they've even gotten under center and doing old Georgia Southern type offense. And then they're in shotgun and doing a lot of load option, and it's just a lot of different option looks that you're going to get. But they will throw the football. They're not like it, in the past where you may throw it 3 or 4 times a game. They're going to throw it more than that. So if you're playing off on the outsides, they'll take the throws out there in the bubbles and screens. So, but I think they want to run the football obviously, and and try to keep the pressure on your defense with the option game.
And lastly, this is still a rivalry game because you both come from the SoCon, but you know they are really struggling right now. Do you expect a wounded animal to come up and kind of make this their bowl game, or what do you expect?
Yeah, we're going to get their best shot. There's no question about it. They played their best game this past weekend against Georgia State and was up by 10 in the second half, really, and lost by 4, 21-17. So that was their best game they played. I think their kids have not quit. They're playing hard. They have talent. They've had talent all along, and they just for whatever reason didn't get it done. But they certainly have talent, and they're able to make plays. They can run on defense. So they're coming in here with a wounded dog, backs against the walls, and they're going to be fighting hard. I can tell you that.
Do your kids feel the same way as far as they see the record? And
well, no, we're not looking at any records. They know. You can throw any records out anytime you're playing a rivalry game like we're playing this week, and we don't look at records. This is about us playing Georgia Southern, and so that our guys are up for this game. This is the intensity is going to be there. The heightened awareness is there. The focus is there. So it's Southern week.
Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Steve. And Coach Satterfield, thank you very much for your time this morning. We appreciate it.